Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be about anime. So I started watching anime when I was in elementary school. I went to a private um, Roman Catholic um, school, and I would come home from school and I would flip around the channels and I would watch cartoons. And one channel would play Sailor Moon. So Sailor Moon was the first anime that I ever watched, and I absolutely love it. It was the first anime I was ever exposed to, and it was my absolute favorite straight out of the gate. Why did I fall in love with Sailor Moon? Well, it wasn't actually for Sailor Moon, it was for Sailor Jupiter. I loved Sailor Jupiter. Um, and Sailor Venus a little bit. I liked the concept of these girls that were friends that would get together and then they would um, go ahead and band together, and like their friendship would help them to solve these problems. And the only thing that made me feel a little bit uncomfortable was Sailor Moon's dependency on Tuxedo Mask. That always made me feel a little bit uncomfortable, but the romancy aspect of it always kind of let me feel a little bit more comfortable about it, because it was kind of sweet that like he had the rose and he looked so dashing, and I was a little girl, so it made me feel a little uncomfortable, but it was kind of cool at the same time. So that was the first time that I ever was kind of exposed to anime. But being that I came from a household that a lot of really unusual things were happening, and my family was not really open-minded to things from other cultures, and we were focused on other things. It wasn't until my very late teens, early 20s, until I really got into anime for anime's sake, and I really started watching anime. It wasn't until I was almost 19 that I really started watching a variety of different anime. And that was really during Adult Swim. I started watching Witch Hunter, Robin, Lupin the Third, different things like that. And I fell in love with Witch Hunter Robin. I watched the complete series. I loved Amon. I thought he was wonderful eye candy for me. I loved Robin. I thought she was interesting. I wish there was a second season. I was devastated that there wasn't. I still to this day covet that anime. I think that it is one of my top favorites. I'll probably do a favorite anime of all time video at some point. I have watched Anime America. If you know that about me, I love Anime America. I watch them regularly with my boyfriend. You can ask him. We watch their videos regularly. I don't always agree with the ladies' opinions, but excuse me, I respect their opinion a lot, and they know a lot more about anime than I do, and they've seen a lot more anime than I have. I'm still working on my anime list, but at some point I will on one of my videos. I don't know that it'll be this one, but I will be putting it in the description down below when I do get it complete. I will be sharing it with you guys so that you can check out all the anime that I have watched, but I'm still working on it because it is quite a substantial list and I am constantly changing it. But when I have it more complete than it already is, I will let you know about it. But so yeah, I started watching more and more anime. I started watching Chobits and Inuyasha and uh, is it my little sugar fairy, or my little something about a fairy named Sugar, something like that. I started watching that one, and there was just like a wide variety of anime, and I realized that I liked different types, and I realized that there were different types because remember, I had only known Sailor Moon previously, and then it was like, oh my gosh, there are all these different types of anime. And some I really didn't like, and I feel like as I've gotten older, the kinds of anime I like has expanded, and I've been more open-minded to the different types of anime and to different um, looks and styles. And I found that some anime that I thought I would never like, I'm starting to be more open-minded to, and I'm starting to actually like now. Um, so yeah, I really, really like anime a great deal. And I go through moods where like I kind of crave it and I miss it when I don't see it. Um, I am in a really big anime place right now. Um, Currently, I am watching a few things. Um, I am re-watching Fairy Tail. I'm trying to figure out where I left off, to be honest. So I'm kind of like rewatching it so I can remember where it was that I left off. So I can kind of catch up. So I can like, you know, catch up because it's a really long one, but I really do like enjoy it and love it. Um, and I started showing it to my boyfriend. And so I'm trying to like catch up to where he was, and then like we'll continue on from there, and then eventually find where I left off and then carry on from there. I'm watching Madoka Magica with a friend, but like I left off there, so like I want to finish that. And I'm watching Bleach with my boyfriend, and hopefully we'll finish. Currently in Bleach. Bleach is the one that I'm watching most consistently right now. Currently, we are on the I call it the sword arc. So that's all I'm going to say about that because I don't want to give spoilers for people who maybe aren't as far into Bleach as I am right now. But we're at like 243, I think we watched last night. Or no, we watched 242. We're on 243 now. So yeah, or we watched 243 last night. We're going to be going to 244. So yeah, we are pretty far into Bleach. I'm very invested in it, but I'm very, very kind of upset with some things that have happened. Some people say that the best of Bleach has already happened. They wish they didn't go further. In another respect, I just want to know what happens. Some people say that they feel that the ending is disappointing. I am trying to prepare myself for that, but at the same time, I just want to know what happens because I kind of feel like, oh my God, you're making me wait so long to know what happens. There are a lot of animes that I haven't finished yet that I really need to know the answers to, so I am trying to kind of go back and rewatch and reacclimate myself so I can get the answers and go back and finish those because I feel badly that I haven't finished them. So I want to do that. One of the ones that I haven't finished that I really, really want to, why is the name escaping me right now? Of course, when you want to think of something, your mind blanks on you. It's the one with the little girls, and they're kind of devastating, and it's like a horror one. I own the games too. Hang on just a second. A friend is asking me a question. I usually don't do this on purpose, but I just so happen to have left my Skype up like I do this. Anyway, crap. I didn't add it to my list either, which is annoying. I haven't added it yet. I finished Death Note, and I really loved Death Note. Just to name a couple of things that I've completed that I really loved. I love Dragon Ball Z a lot. Um, I think the one that has the lowest rating so far that I've finished was School Days. But it still doesn't have like a hideous rating. I gave it a break. Um, Probably because I've lived something. I mean, not like the ending or something as dramatic, but like I've lived a situation somewhat similar, if that makes sense. Um, like certain aspects of that I've lived. So I think when you like live something, some certain aspects of an anime, um, you kind of feel some sympathy to certain characters in certain parts, and then in others, you know, the super dramaticness, you know, I gave it a break in certain places basically. Tokyo Ghoul, of course I love Tokyo Ghoul. I thought it was amazing. It was one of my favorites. I actually liked Vampire Knight and Vampire Knight Guilty. I know that I'm in a minority in that. Most people I meet really did not enjoy it at all. I actually did. Skip Beat, I thought was alright. I gave it a 7 rating out of 10. Like, I rate things a lot differently than a lot of people would. Another, I gave a 9. Bakano, I gave an 8. Chobits, I gave an 8. Cowboy Bebop, I gave a 7, which a lot of people would yell at me about because that's like a 10 to them. I gave Death Note a 9. I gave Dragon Ball Z an 8. Like, I have a very, you know, varied taste. So yeah, eventually I will share my list with people once it is, more complete. I cannot believe that I can't remember the name of that one series. It's gonna drive me crazy. Higurashi. 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 Although I never finished Higurashi, so I don't know quite where I left off, and that's annoying because I really enjoyed Higurashi, even though it's totally confusing. And something is going down outside, apparently. But so Higurashi is just very confusing for me. And I don't know that I completely understand it. Yet because I haven't seen everything, and all of that, but love Higurashi. And I love anime in general. And there are a lot of things that I still want to see though. I haven't seen Yuri on Ice. I haven't seen Food Wars yet. I've heard that I need to see those. I haven't seen Corpse Party, and a lot of people are telling me that I really should see it, especially this time of year. So I'm thinking maybe on Halloween I might be able to convince my boyfriend to let me see that. I've only seen one episode of Hellsing. There's a specific Hellsing that my boyfriend wanted me to see with him, so I'm thinking maybe on Halloween we could do like a corpse party slash Hellsing thing, maybe. And then I have a horror movie thing I'm thinking maybe we could also do together. So yeah. Um, so yeah, I really love anime. So if you love anime, I'm curious what anime you enjoy and what you like. Um, and I'm talking about anime, not hentai. I know some people are into hentai, and that is totally cool. But if you could please stick to anime and leave out hentai titles, because I would rather keep this PG and not go there, because I know sometimes people get a little overzealous and want to mix the two or confuse the two, and I'd like to keep them separate, and I'd like to keep this kind of a more neutral space. But I do respect that some people do have a lot of great, wonderful, awesome titles that they love in that genre, and that they probably do have a lot of great things that they love, and that's awesome, and that's totally their right. But I'd rather stick to those more adult things. I know Chobits is kind of a little more adulty, and like some anime can get adulty, but there kind of is a line between anime and hentai, and I kind of don't want to cross into it. It's kind of like the difference between like a rated R movie and just flat out pornography. That's kind of the difference between anime and hentai. So if we could just stay away from the hentai, I'd appreciate it. But other than that, please let me know what your likes are in the comments below and your dislikes. And you are totally entitled to disagree with some of the things that I said, or say, oh my god, that anime is horrible, I dislike it, or I totally love that anime that you mentioned. All those kinds of things. So please let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye. Thanks for coming to my channel.